Hi, my name's Dan McClellan, urging you to vote no on Measure C because Measure C ignores the will of the people in three fundamental ways. First off, in 2016, San Diego voters overwhelmingly approved a ballot measure that said any other future ballot measures of significant importance should be voted on in a general election and not in a primary where less people vote. Well, San Diego City Council, with encouragement from the hoteliers, has ignored that mandate by the voters and put this on a primary ballot with the hopes that with less people voting, they will get the 2/3 they need to raise $2 billion worth of taxes. And that leads to the second way this is likely going to ignore the will of the people. There recently was a California Supreme Court decision that seemed to indicate that maybe you don't need 2/3 after all. Maybe you just need 50% to raise a tax. So although the supporters of Measure C are saying, hey, we need 2/3 to get this passed, in all likelihood, if they reach the 50% threshold but get less than 2/3 of the votes, they're going to turn around and challenge and take this up possibly to the Supreme Court to see whether or not they did reach the threshold. So although they're telling us they need 2/3, they're likely going to bait and switch and say that 50% is enough if they reach that 50% threshold but don't reach 2/3. The other way they're fundamentally ignoring the will of the people is that in order to raise a tax in the state of California, we have a rule that says it must be a single issue. You can't put a bunch of things in a hat, raise the tax, and say that that tax is going to pay for all of those things. Well, Measure C is saying that it's going to not only expand the convention center, it's going to expand, pay for new roads, and it's going to provide money for homeless. Well, that is ignoring the single issue. Well, how are they getting away with it? Well, nothing in the measure is really guaranteed. It's just a tax hike that doesn't have specifics on how it's going to be spent, and that allows them to put money into a pot, which they are promising will be paid for these specific issues, but maybe they can't even be held accountable to have those specific issues addressed with the money that they raised. There's too many loopholes here, and it ignores the will of the people. California voters and San Diego voters are smarter than that. We're not saying no to a convention center. We certainly aren't saying no to paving new roads or to helping our homeless. Those are all worthy cause. But do it the right way. And the right way is not Measure C.